I'm gonna be talking about why Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is so special to me. Now, I understand that I may get a lot of hate and criticism for this, but please keep it civil in my comment section. And if you're new here, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe. Plus, it helps the channel grow. And while you're down there, slide over and like the video if you're enjoying the vibes too. Back to Dragon Ball Kakarot, okay? We have to take a step back as a whole in the Dragon Ball community and understand that Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, yes, they may have cut out one of your favorite moments from the show, but it's a video game, and it's a pretty damn good one as well that represents the entirety of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. Now, the reason I say Dragon Ball is because the whole feeling of Dragon Ball Kakarot is the adventure of Dragon Ball Z. A lot of modern fans forget where Dragon Ball came from and forget the entirety of the show is one huge adventure, and we should honor that. A lot of games we've gotten for Dragon Ball has always focused on the combat, its intricate combat systems, these epic battle moments, these huge transformations, and those are amazing. And some stories they make and they like twist and turn them, aka Xenoverse, and those are great for what they are, but they never capture the essence of what true Dragon Ball really is about. It's your adventure as well as having those moments in there. Again, I understand that they cut out so much of our amazing fan favorite moments, but it's a video game. I think as the years have gone by, I've been able to take a huge step back and just appreciate video games as a whole for what they bring to the table. And this game is an art form in itself. It's its own version of a retelling of our beloved story, really. That's really what it is. So I feel like if you're a casual fan or maybe somebody that's not really into Dragon Ball, it also does a great job of making you feel more involved. It gets you more immersed in the story. It makes you feel like you're a part of the world. You get to play the game with these other characters and see what they're doing between different sagas, between different moments, and these huge things that you don't even get to see in the manga or in the anime adaptation in itself. And Akira Toriyama had his own hand in like every game that, and of course he had his hand in this one. So why do we really be hating on it? Because your favorite moment got cut out? Come on, man, get over yourself. I was one of the ones that hated on this game when it first came out. But as I've revisited it, as I'm much older now, 3-4 years older, I'm seeing like, damn, this game has so much going for it. And when I'm just chilling and I'm just looking for an adventure game to kind of go into, and one that I feel a huge attachment to, Kakarot just fills that role so casually. It's a great action RPG that has JRPG elements to it, and it's amazing. It's immersive. You know, it brings that original feeling of Dragon Ball back to video games. We really have not gotten that. It also captures the scale of Dragon Ball's world. The ability to travel freely between locations and feel both a sense of new yet familiar nostalgic vibes when exploring the Dragon Ball world is huge. I feel like if you're a true Dragon Ball fan, you have to appreciate Kakarot for what it's bringing to the table. It's something we've been asking for a lot of other anime games, which another thing we have to bring up. It's a pretty big staple for anime games. When people say anime games are bad, anime games are trash, they're kind of right. A lot of times they just feed us this cookie cutter stuff, but they put a lot of detail into the animation. They put a lot of money and budget into the stylistic choices that they chose to go with in this game, and I have to praise them for that. And you should really think about it yourself. Really, why don't you like Kakarot? Now hold that thought. Is it really that serious? Did it have to fulfill those things that you were looking for because you held it to that expectation? Get real. Seriously, get real. Dragon Ball Kakarot is a fantastic game. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. But it is a pretty good game, and it's special. It's also special for its sense of polish, both artistically as well in the gameplay. When the game dropped, it didn't really have crazy bugs, for one, and artistically, this is like the first time where we're actually getting a run of Dragon Ball games that are knocking it out of the park with these art styles. I mean, Fighters is doing amazing, but when that shit was revealed, oh my gosh, the whole community came together to agree this is the best looking Dragon Ball game to date. And honestly, I don't think Fighters is beating Kakarot. They both look amazing, but Kakarot does so much more with its animations, its ultimates, its abilities, the moves, everything that they have. You can see so much was put into it. I feel like it was made by actual Dragon Ball fans. So yeah, I feel like we actually was put in good hands when the game came out. And like I said, I understand though. There was a lot of cut content. And you probably shouldn't cut content like the Final Flash that actually is a staple and the first time of us seeing something huge from one of our main characters. But they did it, and it's a choice that they had to make, and they obviously seen the backlash of it. But years later, it's not that big of a deal of them cutting that out. The game is still great, and it gives us I swear, I have to keep going back to it. I don't want to keep rambling, but those are why I feel like this game is pretty good. It's pretty special to me. You know, it brings a sense of originality and authenticity back to the video game space of Dragon Balls. It gives you this scale, and it gives you a sense of polish, and I've missed that. This adventure is something that you really don't find in a lot of games nowadays in general, much less a Dragon Ball game. Because I get it. Big blasts, look pretty, look awesome. Amazing emotional moments tied to the first Super Saiyan transformation, or the first time he went God mode or something. And the battles look awesome, and they're crazy, and it's influenced all of anime. But that's not all Dragon Ball is. So I think Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is a special game because it kind of captures all of that in its own way. And if you think it's special, tell me below. Why do you think it's special?